guys, welcome to my channel. I'm an aspiring author under the pen name Annalise Carrington, and this is Ansel Corner. With this being my first video, I want to kick off my channel by answering a few AuthorTube questions. I got this idea from Cody the Writer and I'll link his profile down in the description below. I'll also link down Jenna Streety, another AuthorTuber who is actually the maker of this specific set of questions for. That being said, I guess there's nothing else to do but to just get to it. Alright, first question. I got my notebook down here because I don't remember all those questions. Alright, so question number 1. What's your book's pitch? I don't really have a particular pitch for my book. It's an Achillean dark paranormal romance. So the premise is that an assassin is sent to investigate a possible suspect in a slew of missing persons cases, only for him to find out more than he had bargained for. A society of different paranormal species, magic, and his suspect being his soulmate. This is a dark book. The entire series is actually dark, and it's definitely not for the squeamish. So, don't worry though. All the people that experience the bad stuffs are the bad guys, so definitely morally gray. Very morally gray. Alright, question number 2. If you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? Well, I'm sweet, spice, and everything nice with a spoonful of dark humor, introvert energy, anxiety, and a little bit of chaos. Chaotic energy. That's me. Alright, question number 3. What do you usually write? So I write spicy Achillean romance with speculative elements, whether the paranormal sense subgenre or the fantasy sense / subgenre. I tried contemporary once, but yeah, it didn't really went well for me. By the time I was 5 chapters in that contemporary book, I was already writing in my editing notes, what if he's a death witch? So yeah, I'm not good at writing contemporary anything. Alright, question number 4. What's something you'll never write? I guess I got that part already answered a little bit in question number 3. I don't think I'm cut out to write anything contemporary. My brain likes complicating shit way too much and going off on tangents to be constricted by real life laws and rules. Also, I think I wouldn't be writing ever any literary fiction and anything under the YA category. I drop the F-bombs way too frequently, both in real life and in my writing, to be writing anything for any impressionable teens out there. I ain't the one for them. Alright, question number 5. What's your goal for starting an AuthorTube channel? Mostly to look for more writer friends actually. We all know that writing can be too solitary sometimes, and even an introvert like me would also sometimes like to talk to someone, about writing, about life, about craft, about, publishing and all that shit. So yeah, that's number 1. And I think my second reason would be AuthorTube has helped me a lot. All the creators in the community, they're the ones who first gave me the knowledge that I needed for me to start writing, to hone the craft, the skill of writing, and I would also like to give back to the community. I would also like to give it back for the newer writers out there that maybe, something about my own process, the way I do things or the way I understood things, someone out there would find something valuable in my content, and then hopefully, like the other AuthorTubers in the community had helped me before, this time someone else would be able to learn something from me too. Next, question number 6. What made you want to start writing? Oh my god, this is gonna be story time. Okay, story time. So I've been writing since I was a kid. And growing up in the Philippines during my time, being an author, being any kind of creative, we're discouraged, to pursue a career in that field. So I never really took writing seriously. I always loved writing. I always wanted to be an author, but there's always something at the back of my brain in my elder's voice from a long time ago telling me that it's not viable. It's not a viable career. I moved overseas, and then it's like a whole new world opened up to me. Suddenly, I had more access to the internet, and that's when I started discovering sites, including Wattpad at that time. Now I'm an avid reader, so having access to those free stories being posted serialized like that gave me the push, or maybe at least it rekindled a little bit of my passion to start writing again. So I did. It didn't went well either. I didn't think I even made it to the inciting incident in any of those stories that I posted out there in Wattpad. Please don't look for it. There's nothing there. No. Yeah. So because of the view about writing when I was growing up, we never really had lessons about story structure, character development, developing characters, story premise, plotting, anything like that. So I don't know anything about structure. I don't know anything about character development, how to make a character three-dimensional, and that's just, a person that you gave a name to. I didn't knew that then. I'm the kind of learner that learns more when someone's talking to me, not necessarily face-to-face, but YouTube, AuthorTube, that kind of deal, compared to just me reading, books on craft and things like that. I learn better when I have the background information given to me through someone teaching it, like a course or something like that, and then I can have that information stuck in my brain, in my head, somewhere there, and then I can then start reading about it. But am I making sense? Am I even making sense? What I'm trying to say is I had to go discover YouTube first. Actually, AuthorTube. I knew about YouTube then. I didn't know about AuthorTube. I didn't know you can post more than, funny cat videos, funny dog videos. Somehow, in my brain of brains, I didn't thought of, hey, maybe try, typing how to write a novel there in the search bar up there in YouTube. No, it didn't. At least not until 2021. So fall of 2021, I was facing the fast approaching deployment of my husband because I'm a Navy spouse. So it's the first time that he's gonna be deploying while I was in the States. I didn't grow up in the States, and it's the first time that my husband is not gonna be there for months on end, and I needed something. And somehow I saw a video about advice on writing a book. It's just somehow my algorithm chose that moment while I was there watching cat videos, funny cat videos and things like that, and somewhere there in my For You page, there's a video about advice on how to write a book. And that's what prompted me to actually start researching for my writing. If it wasn't for AuthorTube, I don't think I'd go back to writing, because when I left Wattpad and I thought that I just didn't have the talent to be a writer. Remember, I grew up during the time when writing was considered a talent and not a skill. Anyway, so I thought that since I didn't have the talent to write, because obviously people just sit down in front of their desk and they start typing the story and then the first draft, and that was it. First draft, no edits needed, they sent it out to get published. Yes, I was an idiot. I've accepted that fact. Yes. I thought that's gonna be the only way I'm gonna become a part of the bookish community, Just read. And then, like I said, I came upon AuthorTube in 2021, and as they say, it's history from there. So from there, I started learning about structure, character development, all the things that you needed to at least know at the beginning to start a book. I've tried to discover if I was a plotter, a pantser, a planter, which spectrum of those two sides I'm at, you know. I've tried learning that. I think I put the end to the first draft November of 2023 during NaNoWriMo. I finished that book. I didn't start that book that same month, but I finished it, the last 50,000 words during that month. And then according to most advices that we're supposed to leave it alone, right? Let it rest, let your brain rest, do something else or something. And since it was December, it was gonna be a super busy month for us because we have to go visit family in a different state. I ended up having to leave that book alone for about a year. Basically, for about a year. I did a reread, 2 weeks. No, that's a lie. I think a month. I gave it a month and then I did a read through of the first draft. I even got it printed through Lulu, and then when it came, I did a read through. I knew from the beginning, like as soon as I finished writing that first draft, I knew what the problems are. And when I did the read through, those still are the same problems of the book. My main problem is I didn't know how to fix those certain problems. Info dump, things. I didn't know how to fix them. So I had to let it sit. And while that's sitting there, time went on by. I wasn't working on anything else because I also got busy. It was a perfect storm of me not knowing what to do with the book, how to fix the problems, plot-wise, character-wise, structure-wise, and also being busy about our upcoming move overseas. We're now in Japan. Since my brain couldn't figure out the fix, I decided to set it aside. During those little times that I have to sit down to actually write and work on something, I decided to work on a contemporary Achillean romance. You guys knew how that turned out. I answered that question earlier. It didn't turn out well. It didn't stay contemporary. That's the first draft for that is still unfinished, but I plan on working on that book later on. Anyway, so I was working on that book and I was already moving on to draft 1.5 of that book around summertime last year. And then around November time frame, my brain suddenly just, you know that light bulb moment? It just happened. Suddenly I have all these ideas of what I can do to fix the problems for the rough draft of the first book. For 2 weeks last November, I worked on it. I thought maybe I could participate in the rough draft challenge hosted by Hard Breathings. I'm gonna also link her channel down below. I love Sarah Cannon, and her channel is one of the channels that I always watch, that I've been watching since 2021. Anyway, so I'm gonna link down her channel there in the descriptions because she's gonna host another rough draft challenge in the month of April. And if you don't know anything about that yet, it's time to go check out her channel and see how's that going. But anyway, so answer to question number 6. Yes, it was question number 6. So that's basically my very convoluted way of saying that, or answering that question. Like, I just needed to find a way to learn, discover how to learn how to write a book for me to start being a writer again. Question number 7. What's your publishing path? It's gonna be self-publishing for me. Maybe later down the road, years from now, maybe I'll have a story idea that's gonna be better for traditional pub market, or good for querying or submission. If I ever write a book that I think would be fine in the traditional space of publishing, maybe I'll try querying and getting an agent, hopefully, and become a hybrid author then. So question number 8. What content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? Well, this is my first content, and I think it's chaotic. Yes, I think that's the content that I bring to the AuthorTube table, chaos. So I was hoping that I can share some of my process, or all of my process, depending on, you know, however many people are interested in any of those stuffs later on. But I'm hoping I can share them, and then some new writer will come in and then find value in my process, and then they can take it as their own. Also, I'm thinking of doing some writing blogs, you know, maybe, you know, a day in the life, productive day in the life, pretending to be productive day in the life, you know, things like that. I think I would like to do that, but we'll have to see, because I'm learning how to talk to the camera, be, you know, at least a little bit confident about it. And then I also have to learn how to edit, things like that. We'll see. I'm not promising anything, but those are my content ideas that I have right now. Anyways, let's go move on to question number 9. What's your biggest writing struggle? This impatient and perfectionism was my writing struggle. It's not about craft, because craft you can learn, right? Craft we can learn. It's always the mindset that's the problem for me. Okay, question number 10. What's your best writing skill? I've been yapping way too much. I need water. I would love to believe that my best writing skill is character development. Like how I develop my characters, and then once I start writing, whether both as a reader or a writer, I think I'm good in interpreting the character psychology. Like, I know they get presented a certain way on the first few pages, and then from there I can follow the logic of their own character, including the emotions. And then yeah, I think I'm good with character development, like making a character seem like a well-developed person, and not just, you know, a cardboard cutout of something that looks like human. Someone with agency, someone with logic, someone with emotions, someone with quirks and hobbies, you know, things like that. First, coffee. Let's drink coffee first. Question number 11. Are you looking for new channels to follow, betas, CPs, or other types of writer buddies? If so, tell us who you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. Definitely looking for writer buddies, and then maybe down the road we could be betas for each other, CPs. So if your genre aligns and I have time, I'll be your beta, you know? I can do that. We can do that. So hit me up down there in the comments and let me know. Okay? Share your whip, your books, and, you know, if you're interested to be critique partners or betas later down the road, or you just want a writer buddy. We all want writer buddies. I think at least we do. I'm hoping we all do, right? Okay, so basically question number 12. What are you most excited for during this new fresh start on YouTube? Number 1, I'm excited about it because it's a new thing. Like, you know, when something's new, so I'm excited about that. Second, I'm also excited to be a part of the AuthorTube community. I'm excited to find writer buddies, writer friends, people that I can talk to that understand what it's like to write a book. I'm excited to find friends like that I can talk to and share those thoughts with, rant with, the same way that they can, you know, talk to me and rant to me about their writing life. You know, things like that. So yeah, I guess I'm excited to be here, guys. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be a part of this community. I'm excited to sit down, start filming videos, talking to the camera. And then, you know what? I'm even excited about editing. I'm excited to learn how to edit this video. I'm excited to learn how to edit certain kinds of video. I'm excited to make graphic cards for those videos, you know? Things like that. More coffee because my throat's hurting. So yeah, I guess that's about it for today, huh? Thank you for making it this far and giving me this time to introduce myself to you. Leave me a purple heart or a stack of books down there in the comments if you made it this far and if you enjoyed, my first ever yapping moment here in YouTube. Also tell me about your whip, what you're working on, the title, your premise. Share anything that you'd like to share about your whip. And if there's any specific video that you'd like to see from me down the road, also put it down there. Just put everything down there. So if you like this video, hit the like button down there. And if you like me enough to want to watch me again next time, hit subscribe so you can get notified every time I post a new video. But for now, this is where I leave you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye! I don't know how to do that without holding it down, so you guys are gonna get this for me for threes, just so you know.